Now the Makers Asylum, it also has a same component. It is also facilitating discussion. It is also about interaction. It is also about, doing things by themselves. So if you have heard this term DIY, do it yourself. So they, both the spaces have a DIY feeling, and both the spaces have a lot of positive energy. I worked with both of them initially in my career, but a fundamental difference here is Makers Asylum is a free space. Free as in it's a more of community space where people come and people are bonded with each other. Workbench projects, maybe they bond with each other, but it is more about the professional bonding. And in Makers Asylum, it is more about, interest based bonding. Now you can see the difference. Could you see the difference? See this one and that one. Yeah. Now coming to the next slide. Now this is first one is the Atelier in Bangalore. It's a alternative school. It's a pre-primary alternative school. They have beautiful infrastructure. Second one is a Lok Biradari Prakalpa school, Sadhana Vidyalay in Hemalkasa. Third one is a Rishi Valley Rural Gurukul. Then there is Vablewadichi Shala. If you remember, I had this interview with this principal of that school. This is a ZP school, Zilla Parishad school. Another is Shanti Niketan, and the next one is Ashram Shala. Now, what is the difference between all of these? They are all they all believe in alternative mode of education, but there is very big difference in each one of them. You cannot compare, rather. Their intentions are very different. Audience they cater to, mode of teaching, yes, infrastructure, yeah. Don't raise hand, guys. I can't see you raising hands, and because I can't see the participants' list here. So please talk. Mode of teaching is different. Definitely it is different. Infrastructure is different. And audience they cater to, they are also different. So Atelier School, now what kind of audience does it cater to? What kind of audience the Atelier could cater to? Yeah, so paid versus free education is fine. Amruta is saying that they have different objectives. Yes. Aditya is saying infrastructure is based on students' background. Yes, so it's a very important point. Shreya is saying more wealthy wala, wealthy strata. Atelier could, Nilani is saying that Atelier with more contemporary audience. Now, yes, so, and Amruta again says that application of different pedagogies. Yes, so pedagogy is different, but the ecosystem is very different here. Atelier could cater to whom? Of course, wealthy people, right? Yes. What about the Lok Biradari Prakalpa? Now there is a difference when you say that Atelier is catering to hands-on learning, and it is also teaching students life skills or 21st century skills, and or let's say practical skills or traditional skills. There's a difference when it comes to Lok Biradari Prakalpa in Hemalkasa. Why they are catering to tribal audience, and they are taking their local knowledge from the surrounding and then teaching there, right? So So will Atelier do that anytime? Yeah, so Lok Biradari Prakalpa could be a community space, a social space. And Atelier kind of closed environment, closed door environment. Nilani says more intention to give background to give education for students with illiterate background. Nilani, that is not a good word to use, illiterate, but this is a socio-economically, you can say that they come from different strata of society. They are tribal students. Now, what happens in Shanti Niketan or what happens in the Rishi Valley Gurukul or let's say this ZP school in Maharashtra, Vablewadi Shala? What happens there? So Vablewadiche Shala is a kind of innovative experiment. Rishi Valley Gurukul is a multi-age classroom. Okay. What about Shantiniketan and Ashram Shala? Relaxed and nature's blending. So Shantiniketan, they have a free space, more of Indian culture. So Ayan says that in Shantiniketan, it is more about cultural background, art-based learning. Nature is embedded so much into the system. And here, so the Gurukul system. And in Vablewadiche Shala, they want to create a surrounding where they can say that, okay, we are a futuristic school, right? They want to create that kind of environment. Maybe it is green, but then it is intentionally green. And the Shantiniketan, it is naturally green. Yeah, so both these spaces, Riya, Shantiniketan is more of interactive and hands-on experience kind of school, and open space learning based on Gurukul. So sorry, my electricity is again gone. Let me share my screen. Yes. Can you hear me? Can you all hear me? Okay, fine. So electricity is gone and I am on my hotspot. So that's why I will have to switch off my video. Anyways, so yes, Shantiniketan classes are nature sensitized. They are based on maybe Gurukul system, and another school have another ideology. Now, what happens in Ashram Shala then? Why do we need Ashram Shala?
Hello.
Yeah.
Ma'am, Ashram Shaya is for them. Those are orphan, and those though they cannot means reach to they cannot go to the government schools at least. So it is for them. Those are orphans. So there itself they create a classroom where they can learn.
Yeah. So they are economically for the economically weaker sections, and they want to people who are deprived of something, they want to give them education, right? Yeah. So, so now I have shared one reading with all of you. It is very interesting. Just try to go through it. It's a long reading, but still it's a very important one when you talk about, you know, pedagogies, learning pedagogies, or let's say invisible and visible pedagogies. Now there comes a concept of space. Now why do we need a learning space? Tell me, why do we need a learning space? And why all these spaces, different spaces are there?
Ma'am, yeah, we need, of course, because each child has a different perspective, different grasping power, or different way he or she likes to learn. So we need to create such spaces where they can learn by their own way.
Okay, so different people have different requirement, and to create right conditions of learning. So Shreya is saying कि अगर आपका जरूरत अलग है तो आपको अलग स्पेस की जरूरत पड़ेगी, लेकिन सबसे पहले आई वांट टू नो व्हाई डू वी नीड अ लर्निंग स्पेस? What is the role of this space to facilitate learning? Set boundaries. What kind of boundaries, Purti? For a free state of mind. Riya is saying the kind of learning space you are in influences your thoughts and hence learning also. Isn't it a very important point? अगर आप ऑफिस के सेटिंग में नहीं है, आप घर से ऑपरेट कर रहे हो, जब लॉकडाउन नहीं हुआ था और आप लोग ऑफिस जा रहे थे, क्या तब का लर्निंग, अब का लर्निंग, तब का वो वर्क फ्रॉम होम, अब का वर्क फ्रॉम होम बहुत डिफरेंट नहीं है? A learning space defines the experiences we want our children to go through. Yeah, but what about us? I mean, definitely, children go through different experiences depending on the space. But then we also, like, if we are situated in the right space for learning, then then the learning happens to us, right? Then maybe the facilitation role of facilitation is such that okay, the learning happens naturally to the student, but the space बहुत ज़्यादा important role उसमें play करेगा, right? To let students think and explore, yes, to deliver with ease. These environments are based on school's motto of providing learning. Vishnu is saying we need to be in the right mindset to learn and teach. The space helps to enriching the mindset. Purti says boundaries means they know where and how they can explore. Radha is saying we are more focused and disciplined. Liz says that space matters, but there is financial aspect too. With less finances, we cannot design a sophisticated space. Yes, and these all points are valid. These Nilani says if it is about teaching, then students need to concentrate. हाँ, so ट्रेडिशनल क्लासरूम वैसा क्यों डिजाइन किया था? क्योंकि वो एक अथॉरिटी फिगर के लिए डिफाइन किया था, राइट? वहां पे हम लोग, क्या स्टूडेंट्स के पास वो अथॉरिटी थी? अब अगर ऐसा कोई स्कूल है यहाँ पे जो फर्स्ट वाला है और उसका ऑक्टागोनल क्लासरूम है, तो स्टूडेंट्स ग्रुप्स में बैठेंगे ना, वो ऐसे नहीं बैठेंगे जैसे सेकंड पिक्चर में दिखाया है, राइट? सो the transmission also differs from first place to second place. Ankita says the school needs to inculcate aesthetic sense in student. Therefore, they have nature surrounded classrooms. Yeah, so aesthetic do matter, but space matters just to get a right environment. अगर environment नहीं है, तो maybe space, जो space है आपका, जो लर्निंग है वो लर्निंग प्रॉपरली फैसिलिटेट ना हो पाए, और डिफरेंट एनवायरनमेंट का जो ऑब्जेक्टिव होता है वो डिफरेंट होता है. अब सबसे बड़ी बात, फॉर हुम what kind of learning happens, for whom does it happen, and how does it facilitate it. अब यहाँ पे हम लोग एक छोटा सा एक्सरसाइज करेंगे. टेल मी व्हाट मैटर्स द मोस्ट इन द लर्निंग स्पेस. अब हम लोगों ने इतने सारे स्पेसेस देखे, लेकिन आप मुझे अब ये बात बताइए कि क्या मैटर करता है, सबसे ज्यादा मैटर क्या करता है एक लर्निंग स्पेस में. Ayush says even in the traditional space we can gradually adopt simple low cost innovation. Definitely we can. Shilpa ma'am says that for real learning outcome. Liz says allow free movement. Now the movement part is important. Yes, the environment in the space is very important. Then depression free environment. Yes, the positivity in the environment, right? A figure that helps in the in facilitating learning. So the facilitator also matters, right? Cleanliness, peace of mind. Yeah, so these things come into movement and positive environment. Freedom of expression. Yes, now we are moving towards the mental space rather than physical space. So the freedom in the movement, freedom in saying something or moving, physical and mental freedom also matters. Infrastructure, then resources, facilities, everything matters in the space, right? Power to explore. So this again depends on the kind of space. Now here in the first slide, so this Maker's Asylum gives lot of opportunities to explore and think, right, and to discuss. But this kind of space may not offer that much power to explore, right? And this may set the ambience. This one, the Delhi government school can set the right ambience, but not give a freedom to think or freedom to move. But here in the traditional classroom, it doesn't even set the ambience, isn't it? Now, so the environment, infrastructure, resources, everything matters. And सबसे ज़्यादा क्या matter करता है, तो who is the learner? Isn't it the most important point? Who is the learner? Who is it for? Yes. So whenever you are designing a space, that time you need to think about the learner first. And uske baad mein, then you can think about the freedom of expression, freedom of movement, then the freedom of, let's say, positivity or the environment or the facilitation. And yeah, so learner and facilitator, they are important. So I feel that, okay, since I have worked in spaces, I would say that people is the most important thing in the spaces. Like, yeah, collaborative learning in learners, collaborative environment also matters. Yes. Now, if you define a space, now just putting your points together, if you define a proper space, then the environment also matters for the physical space. Now, infrastructure, facilities, the design of the space, people who are there also matter in creating ambience of that space, and the ecosystem also matters, right? So who are the powerful faces of that particular space, or who is it for, who are managing them, who are driving them, that also matters for this physical space. And for the mental space, definitely ecosystem and people matter. Then the timetable also matters. Now अगर आप बोलेंगे कि alternative school है, free learning space है, लेकिन वहाँ का टाइम टेबल पूरा क्रैम्प्ड है पूरे दिन में, और बच्चों को बिल्कुल भी जगह नहीं है ये सोचने की कि मैं कहाँ पे जा सकता हूँ, मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ, क्या मुझे अभी ये करना है। अगर ये सब सोचने का स्पेस नहीं है तो क्या वो स्पेस उतना लर्निंग का फ्रीडम आपको दे रहा है? एज इन there are alternative school with cramped timetables, so do they provide right mental space, mental environment for students? Do you think so? No, but in the facilitation it can be. They may provide you flexibility in learning. They may not provide flexibility for the teacher in teaching, but then to provide the learning environment could be really good. And even if they don't have choice, students don't have choice, then also their facilitation could be so good that timetable agar nahi bhi hai flexible to bhi, ha, it depends, really depends on planning and people. Now the language part. अब अगर स्टूडेंट्स को इस स्पेस में, लेट मी गो बैक टू माय फर्स्ट स्लाइड, यहाँ पे जो ट्रेडिशनल क्लासरूम है वहां पे what kind of language do they use, and what is the difference between language in the Makers Asylum and a traditional classroom? Shubhra Jyoti says that a space should have students from all socio-economic backgrounds. Does it happen? But yeah, so the first space, which is traditional classroom, has authoritative environment. Language of teacher could be authoritative. वहाँ पे आप students को गधा बोलना या फिर तुझे कुछ नहीं आता है, टीचर ने डायरेक्ट करना, ये सारी बातें हो सकती है. लेकिन जो अल्टरनेटिव स्पेस है वहां पे लैंग्वेज थोड़ी फ्री हो सकती है, राइट? और लैंग्वेज अगर फ्री है तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि अच्छी लैंग्वेज है. वो गालियां भी बक सकते हैं, लेकिन फिर भी वो गाली बकने का फ्रीडम वहां पे हो सकता है. नाउ द रिलेशनशिप्स बिटवीन पीपल, फॉर द मेंटल स्पेस ऑल्सो इट मैटर्स. रिलेशनशिप कैसा है, टीचर स्टूडेंट का रिलेशनशिप कैसा है. उसके बाद दूसरा जो स्टूडेंट स्टूडेंट का रिलेशनशिप है वो कैसा है. जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन और मैनेजमेंट और स्टूडेंट्स इनका रिलेशनशिप है वो कैसा है, दैट ऑल्सो मैटर्स. शिल्पा मैम सेज दैट फ्रीडम इन स्टेटमेंट क्रिएट अ पॉजिटिव एनवायरमेंट. वो तो हाँ, राइट, but I'm asking about the relationships. What kind of relationships different spaces see? Now, yeah, the parent teacher relationship also matters. Now see that play versus work. अब ये बोला जाता है हमेशा कि if you playfully work तो आपका स्ट्रेस लेवल बहुत कम हो जाएगा. If you work, if you play like you are working, then it may the relationship between play and work also is very important. Now let's say what constitutes a play. Now यहाँ पर अगर आप बोलेंगे कि बच्चे खेल खेल में सीख रहे हैं, तो क्या सही में वो सीख रहे हैं? वो सीखते भी है, लेकिन क्या वो लर्निंग बहुत अच्छी हो रही है? और वर्क कैन दे हाँ, यस.
Yeah, for children, if we are designing plays for them, then we must have pre-objectives, and pre-objective decided activities should be designed as a play. So then only learning will be happen, or else it will be simply play or enjoyment. But if you want children to be learned, then you have to decide pre-objective centered plays or games.
Right. So now the control or hierarchy, or how you're monitoring your students, or how you're monitoring members for that matter in the office space, like I showed you here, Makers Asylum or Workbench projects, they might have CCTV cameras, but It's a free space again. Free play is most important, but it should be observed. Yeah. So how we are controlling it, how we are monitoring it. Let's say टीचर और स्टूडेंट का बॉन्डिंग बहुत सिंपल है, बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन एक हायरार्की है या नहीं है वो रिलेशनशिप में, वो सारी चीजें भी मैटर करती है while defining the space. Let's go to next thing. Now we'll find facilitators. We not facilitators, but we will find the stakeholders of the space. Which one do you like from the previous slides? Which space do you like the best? वहां के हम लोग stakeholders figure out करेंगे. Now this is an exercise for all of you. Okay, you like workbench projects? Somebody likes Shanti Niketan? Okay, so it is an exercise for all of you to find the stakeholders in that particular space. Who all are present? Who are the decision makers of that space? Or who are driving that space? And who are the people impacted? Like classroom में people impacted are teachers or students. And सबसे बढ़िया बात जो space की है ना, that is very important is the community. Now, even if Makers Asylum and Workbench projects provide the beautiful learning experience, or let's say a beautiful space to learn, a freedom to think and freedom to roam, if they don't have right people associated with them, the space will fail. That's why the community is most important. अगर आप यहाँ पर नहीं होते तो ये नेक्स्ट एड्यूथॉन क्या होता? We are creating a space here, a virtual space, but still the community matters, right? So what is your take on community? I want to know it from all of you. Who is this community? Community is people, yeah. But what does the community consist of? Authorities, people, facilitators, students, non-teaching staff, administrator, teachers, students. What else? People sharing common interest under one roof is also a community, right? So a community is very important role of a very important stakeholder in the space, and I would say कि community वो सब है जो associated होते हैं, या फिर वो community किस चीज को define करती है rather. अगर मैं यहाँ पर ये एड्यूथॉन के प्रोग्राम पर काम कर रही हूँ, then I'm a community. You people, you are participating in this program, you are the community. Other facilitators, they are also community. Then there is social media, and we are creating the community, right? And there are other people who are associated with this program or who are associated with education sector. They are also our community. So community is very diverse term, and community का मतलब ये नहीं होता कि सिर्फ वहां पे जितने लोग हैं उतने ही हैं. Rather I would say कि community में बाहर के लोगों की भी जरूरत होती है. Like here we are not capable enough to to facilitate all the learning maybe, but you need people from outside who could facilitate the learning simply by sharing their experiences. So school could be visualized as a community space also. It's not just a restricted space. अगर आपको लगता है कि स्कूल में बहुत ज्यादा अलग अलग चीजें होनी चाहिए या फिर बहुत अच्छी काइंड ऑफ लर्निंग आप जिसको अच्छा बोलते हैं वो सारी लर्निंग फैसिलिटेट होनी चाहिए, तो शायद आउटसाइड इंटरेक्शन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रहेगा. नीलानी रेज्ड हैंड, यू वांट टू से समथिंग? No. Okay. Now, what kind of space is important for facilitation? Or what kind of facilitation is important for the learning to happen? Now, these two questions are important. अब ये बताइए मुझे कि क्या type का facilitation होना चाहिए for learning to happen in a particular space? Let's say it's a open space. It's a community space. What kind of facilitation should be there? Yeah, Ayush says that we should develop a network of online facilitators who can be referred by students anytime. That's fine. Interaction. Now the facilitation ka important part is interaction, self-guided learning, as Ayush, guided self-learning. Yeah. Ankita says interactive learning. Riya says healthy conversations and interactions between the facilitator and learner. What else? What kind of facilitation is important? Peer learning is also important. Engagement is important, yes. Maybe activities are also important. Intervention of technology as per need. Discussions, exploration. Yeah, now you are coming to the very important point, which is exploration. So creating exploratory space is something we should look at. Freedom of inquiry, self-directed learning. अब आप इतनी सब कुछ, ऋषिकेश says allowing children to think and construct. Amruta says activities to explore. Liz says self-directed learning. Shubhra Jyoti says I think motivated sessions are also important. Yeah, कभी-कभी ज्ञान गिविंग भी बहुत ज्यादा important हो जाता है. हमेशा हर कोई एक्सप्लोरेटरी मोड में नहीं रह सकता. कभी-कभी डाउन फील होगा तो किसी और का भाषण भी बहुत ज्यादा important हो सकता है. So it depends, right? Facilitation depend करता है कि कौन से टाइप का लर्निंग आपको चाहिए. गाइडलाइंस फॉर फैसिलिटी. अब ये एक्सरसाइज है, अभी टाइम कंस्ट्रेंट है इसलिए मैं ये नहीं ले रही, बट वी all should try to design a space together, and with all these guidelines, like all these things which I have mentioned in my PPT, we could try to design one space. Purti says facilitation should be best according to the need of an individual, right? Next, now space comes with वेरी एक स्पेस और प्रोग्राम. अगर आप ये बोलेंगे तो एक जोड़ी में ही आते हैं हमेशा. स्पेस इज incomplete without program, and program cannot happen without a space, right? So why do we need programs? What is the objective? Like why need क्या होती है किसी भी प्रोग्राम की? क्यों हम लोग प्रोग्राम्स डिजाइन करते हैं? टू अचीव एन आउटकम. हाँ, बट why exactly? For development, to clarify, to focus learning, to learn, to organize content. Okay. To develop child's interest in learning. This is again interesting point. To develop certain interest in something, programs are important. A structured guideline for exploration, programs are again important. Vishnu says to share knowledge and to develop yourself, programs important. Shreya says program. Shreya, do you want to say that program is a structured learning?
Yeah, like if there is a program in place, then it would help give a structure to the kind of learning. That, yeah.
Ayush says to improvise on existing system along with new innovation. Ankita says to nurture curiosity and creativity. So these are so many objectives why we need program. And what defines a learning program? As in हम ये कब कह सकते हैं कि ये एक प्रोग्राम है? Programs are designed with specific subject area or topic. Is it? Program helps to facilitate, as into how to move ahead. Yes. Ria says programs have end objective and also observe the learner's progress. It is more structured learning. Yes. When stakeholders are involved, when it is structured properly. Yes. So programs always come with objectives. Without objective, कोई भी कुछ नहीं हो सकता है. तो फोकस ऑन समथिंग. प्रोग्राम अगर आप कोई भी प्रोग्राम के साथ ही आ सकता है. कैन यू गाइस हियर मी? वन सेकेंड ना. कैन यू हियर मी? Yes? Okay. My internet connection was unstable. So program comes with certain objectives. And up to what extent programs can facilitate learning? As in, do they have limitations, or you can just have infinite learning through programs? Depends on facilitators. Shreya says ongoing process. It depends on type of program. Yeah, so programs generally come with end date also. So it really depends on the objective. And if you want to create holistic approach to learning, it may happen in a school, but in a program, it is for something. It is not like you are just giving holistic experience. No, you want something out of it. Now, what is the relationship between space and program? And what kind of facilitation happens in the program? Yeah, facilitate will work according to program objectives, but then what is the relationship between space and the program? हमेशा ये दोनों साथ में क्यों चलते हैं, space और program? Space provides the program to take place. Space is where people come together. Space is where people come together as and the platform. Yes. The space and programs have some objective of learning. So now let's say this space, Makers Asylum or Workbench projects, they come with certain programs and their objectives are very, very defined. That okay, end में कुछ तो हमें चाहिए, एक प्रोटोटाइप चाहिए या फिर एक कुछ तो आइडिया चाहिए या फिर लेट्स से एक कुछ प्रोडक्ट चाहिए. And others, IIM or TIS, these are colleges and these provide programs for learning. They are not for getting some output maybe, but they are more for learning and getting placement out of it. But here the objectives are different. And yeah, so programs and spaces are very much important to go hand in hand. They generally go hand in hand. And now the context matters of the space and the program. Space gives them resources. Space provides facilitation. Programs have outcome. Programs decide outcome of the space. Now, while designing program, what are the things which we should take in mind, we should keep in mind while designing the program? Space defines the program, how it works. No, generally, yes. So, Ayush, answer to your thing is yes and no. Why? Because space can provide certain things, but program could be with people. Yeah, so while designing a program, what should we think about? If you want to design a program, what will you think about? people, space, then learners. So mainly, for whom are you designing the program? That is most important. What is your objective? Ankita says objectives to be achieved. It's very important. What is your goal? Then Vishnu says people, space, outcomes, learnings. Yes, everything is important. Stakeholders. Yes. So programs, you need to identify who are the stakeholders in the program and who are the people associated. What are their needs? Now, if you have learners in the program or participants in the program, you need to identify their needs for sure, right? If you do not know their needs, then how will you design the program? Infrastructure also matters. Definitely it matters. For virtual learning, Zoom and Skype also matter as infrastructure. Now we need to also think about where does this program lie in the ecosystem. Why, now I would say that there are number of STEM education programs and there are number of holistic education programs. Now there are midday meal programs also. So where exactly are they placed? अगर आप सिस्टम के बारे में सोचोगे तो वो कहाँ पर प्लेस्ड है, सिस्टम उसको कैसे व्यू कर रहा है, वो भी इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है. डेमोग्राफी इज ऑल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट. यस, द लोकेशन इज इम्पोर्टेंट. गोल मैटर करता है, कम्युनिटी मैटर करती है. आपकी कम्युनिटी कौन है, कौन कौन लोग हैं जो आपको हेल्प कर रहे हैं उस प्रोग्राम में, कौन लोग हैं जो आपके साथ चल रहे हैं, कौन लोग हैं जो बेनिफिट हो रहे हैं इससे, कौन लोग हैं इसके अगेंस्ट मैटर करेंगे, इसके अगेंस्ट बोलेंगे, इन्फ्लुएंस कौन करेगा, फिर उसका बेनिफिशियरी कौन रहेगा. सो जब आप प्रोग्राम के बारे में सोचेंगे ना, एक स्टेक होल्डर का माइंड मैप जरूर बनाइएगा. आपको ये पता चल जाएगा कि कहाँ से कौन सा इन्फ्लुएंस आ रहा है और आपके ऑब्जेक्टिव्स कहाँ पे जाने चाहिए, ये आपको जरूर पता चल जाएगा. What are their intentions? Now, how do you want to engage with them? Now, you are the creator of this program. Then you need to understand, you need to think about how do you want to engage the community, or what are your intention and what is the community's intention. Like if you are participating in the next eduthon, आपके intention क्या है इसमें participate करने के, मुझे क्या चाहिए वो तो अलग बात है, लेकिन आपके भी तो intentions होंगे, जो आपके other facilitators है उनके भी कुछ intentions होंगे, right? So सबके intentions matter करते हैं और program का हमेशा future prospect क्या है वो भी matter करता है. I would go to the next slide. Now let's just reflect on what the discussion was all about. What do we mean by creating a safe space? What is a safe space? What do we mean by a safe space? Creating a safe space. For any learning or any program to happen, you need to create a safe space. वो safe space क्या होती है? It is comfortable for the learner, where learner is free to express their views. Safe space is where learning community can explore and happy to come back to. Yes. Rishikesh says where everyone's opinions are respected. Okay. I would say that safe space has a lot of listening. I listen to Rishikesh, Rishikesh listens to me, we listen to Ayush, Ayush listens to Shreya. So I think, and you listen to facilitator and facilitators listen to you. If this listening is created, if you have space for that listening, then I would say it is a safe space. Do you agree with me, or you have any other opinion? Shreya says the space that allows most amount of learning. So it is about facilitator and the learner also. Like learner को learning extract करना भी तो आना चाहिए ना. अगर आपने पूरे प्रोग्राम में या फिर स्पेस में आप ऐसे ही मंडराते रहे, भटकते रहे, तो कोई पॉइंट नहीं है. Listen and do right things. Okay. So, Vishnu says what happens in a safe space stays in a safe space many times. It involves confidentiality. Wow, Vishnu, that's a wonderful point. Shubhra Jyoti says implementation of ideas. This depends. Yes, so ideas का implementation तो होता ही है एक प्रोग्राम में, और सेफ स्पेस उसके लिए बहुत मैटर करता है अगर आपको इम्प्लीमेंटेशन करना है किसी चीज का तो. Now space, yeah, somebody has to say something.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah,
ma'am, I meant to say that when we are talking of space, we should once consider the literal meaning of safe. In a safe space, the facilitators must stick to the program objectives as well, because many times what happens, a program title is mentioned, and what happens inside the program is not known to the outer world. So if we want a space to be safe, the facilitators must stick to the objectives.
Okay. लेकिन अगर आपके अगर ऑब्जेक्टिव से स्टिक करते हुए अगर आपका वो फ्रीडम भी मार रहा है तो फिर
मैम मतलब फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी होना चाहिए, बट मतलब while facilitating, they should not go like beyond much beyond the what was the objective. They can be flexible a bit here and there, but it should not be completely out of topic.
Okay, so the balance is important, you are saying.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So Ankita also raises same point. Balance between the facilitators and learner views and knowledge is important. Yeah, so balance between your ideas, your goals, resources, infrastructure, your offerings, everything matters. When you say that it's a space and you have a program. Now, space could nurture your curiosity. Exploration is a bigger part of space, and I would say that exploration comes with program also. Then experience. Spaces give you experience. Programs add on to it. Spaces and programs gives you an opportunity to create something, to inquire, to build a community. Now you tell me something. People say that programs have full stop. They don't continue. People say that. Many people say that. What is your opinion on that?
Maybe they have a full stop. We cannot be sure. It depends on what type of program it is, and programs will always continue to have impact in the future. But basically, if we look at the structure of programs, officially they may have a full stop, but impact will last forever, be it any program.
Okay. So Shreya says a program can always have another level. Shreya, could you explain that?
Like, even if we're taking a program in the sense of like a standard, there's always like more learning that can happen in continuation to that. Unless it's training, then of course training is specific and it's structured. But if it's a program, I think you can always have another level that you can go to, and there can be more learning.
Right. So you should have a way forward for a program. Vishnu says that's because people look at one-time events. Yeah, so training or one-time events, they may not have long-term impact, but Ria says it depends on objective. But Ria, what happens is when we write a proposal for program or develop a concept note on program, we always think about how to take this program to the next level. Purti says she disagrees. They will move from basics to complex. Yeah, so definitely. That's what I'm trying to say. Ki programs will always have a way forward. People who create program, they think about the next level. Even if the program is limited with time, then also they think about, okay, what happens after the program. Shubhrajyoti says programs will have full stop. It will end after the objective is attained. Shubhrajyoti, could you please unmute yourself and please talk about this point?
If we are following a program, then it should have end, because when the objective is attained, then there's nothing. I mean, when the objective is attained, then
we can't hear you. That's okay. You can write. You can type here. We can't hear you.
There is in my area.
So programs may have full stop, but at least program designers, they think about what is the next level to the program. Objectives are attained, programs are over, but impact that program create, because I am having this program, there could be another thing which I will, which evolves out of this program. That also happens. So it's not a training, right? It is a program. So yeah, Ayush says IFI officially ended in July 19, but whatever you learn through the workshop still continues. Yeah, that continues with trainings also. But यहाँ से आपको evolve होने के लिए कोई तो chance मिलेगा. जैसे कि IFI की जो governing body है, उसने ये decide किया कि आपका 2.0 भी होगा, या फिर वहां से कोई और एक प्रोग्राम का आइडिया निकल आया. ये जो इवोल्यूशन का जो प्रोसेस है ना, वो प्रोग्राम के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. अमृता से समटाइम्स दो सीन स्टॉप, इट मे लीड टू समथिंग नेक्स्ट स्टेप्स लाइक इम्प्लीमेंटेशन और रिसर्च. यस, हाँ, वी गॉट दैट. योर नेटवर्क इज बैड. Now what happens, like what matters is to have a balance between, time, space, physical and mental space for a program. Any last thoughts on this? Purti, would you like to elaborate on this? Organic farming in school. Aditya is raising hand. Aditya, could you unmute yourself?
Hello.
Yeah.
The organic farming, I had put that point in regards with the objectives. Okay, objectives keep changing, and like we start with from the lower standards in school, this program of organic farming, they go till higher grades. So the objectives changes from grade to grade. It can be taken into a professional aspect also after the child grows up. So it's a never ending. So
never ending process.
To show that the objectives can be moving ahead vertically and it changes.
Okay. Yeah? Okay. Radha? Radha, do you want to talk?
Ma'am, network, I'm not audible your voice.
अच्छा, network issue है आपके यहाँ पर. ठीक है. Anyways, we are at the end. Shubhrajyoti, do you want to say something? Ayush, do you have something to say? You guys have raised hand.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
talking of the constraints of physical space, time and mental space. In time, we have to focus on the time constraints of the program. Though the learning and various next processes of the program may continue forever, but for a particular stage of the program, we do have time constraints and we must stick to it. That is for time. And for physical space, we must the program must be designed in such a way that it is feasible with the physical infrastructure available. And considering mental space, the program content must be designed in such a way that it doesn't burden the stakeholders of the program.
Right. So nice points. Any last thoughts? Anybody want to share something? Because we have exceeded the time. अभी मुझे बंद करना पड़ेगा ये. So कुछ अगर last thought होगा तो आप बता दीजिए, so that we'll end this session. No thoughts? Space and program needs to be well balanced. Yeah. अरे अगर आपकी कोई थॉट्स नहीं है तो इसका मतलब मेरा ये सेशन फेल हो गया. Say something, yeah. No, Shilpa ma'am, I need something more. Not just a nice session. I need to hear your thoughts.
Okay, maybe I'll break the ice.
Yeah, please do that.
I'm not trying to say something from the session, Sharvari, but just a general thing, which is that what I believe is, the constraints of a space can actually be removed by a good facilitator. If a good facilitator is there, any spatial constraint will not really matter, and the interaction will definitely lead to a learning. That's one point.
That's a great point. Lily ma'am says purpose for which program has been organized has to be achieved considering time and space. Vishnu is still digesting content. Come on, Vishnu. Okay, so that was I enjoyed hearing all your thoughts, and this is a good learning experience where I like these kind of sessions. Why? Because you guys speak more than I do, but yeah, this was slightly more of one-way session. I'm sorry for that. Lekin I would really like to listen to all your thoughts on this thing. Not just for the sessions I'm conducting, but for the program also. Learner should be kept in center while planning the space and program. Yes, definitely, for sure. Amruta, would you like to elaborate on that? I didn't get your point.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the way you were, as before the session, you sent one article. I just had read 4 pages of it. So visible and invisible space and everything I read. And of course, whatever in my mind, whatever the chaos is going on. So for that, it was helpful and becoming sorted somehow.
Okay, great.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much. Even I enjoyed watching it, though I kept quiet. Sorry for not contributing, but thank you so much. It was a good session. You put it together very nicely.
Thank you. So, chalo, let's close this session then. See you at 9 p.m. for the mentoring slots. Thank you. Thanks all.